Welcome to FM Education Academy, a place where quality content is provided to all students. It is on your request that we provide educational videos daily. So please, if you find this video helpful, then like this video, share this video with your friends, and also please subscribe to this channel and turn the bell notification on. In this video lecture, we will be seeing trigonometric ratios based on quadrants, based on radians. So this is lecture 2 of trigonometric ratios, which will be useful for class 11 and class 12 students and those who want to learn about trigonometric ratios and quadrants. What will sine 180 minus theta become and the like. So we are dealing with trigonometric ratios. For this, let us consider a circle. We know that any circle has a center. Now when we see from the center, this circle subtends at an angle 2 pi. Okay, when we see this from this center, this circle is subtending at angle of 2 pi radians. Okay, and we know 2 pi radians is how much? This whole will be equal to 360 degree. We know that, right? So 2 pi radians is equals to 360 degrees. So if 2 pi radians is 360 degree, then what is pi radians equal to? Pi radians will be equal to 360 by 2. What is 360 by 2? 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, 1 6 2 8 are 16, 0 180 degree. So pi radians will be equal to 180 degree. Now okay, now we have a system called as sexagesimal system. In that system, we have conversions of right angle, minutes and seconds. So, you need to know that one right angle will be equal to how much? We know. What is the angle in a right angle triangle? We know in a right angle triangle, one angle is equals to 90 degrees. Okay, and 1 degree will be equal to how many minutes? It will be equal to 60 minutes. 60 minutes can be written as like this. This is the symbol for minutes. And we know 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. What is the symbol of seconds? 2 dashes above. So just remember these things. What is important, that only I am going to teach you. Okay. Now, if we see this, remember this trigonometric table which we did in lecture 1, and you also had this in class 10th. You have 0, 30, 45, 60 degree, 90 degree. Now, these all are in terms of degrees. And what are these? These are our trigonometric ratios. Sine, cos, tan, cot, secant, cosecant. So, these degrees can be converted into radians. Okay, because in trigonometry we will also use radians. So, 0 degree is nothing but 0 radians only. 30 degree can be written as pi by 6 radians. Remember, what is pi? Pi is equals to 180. We saw, right, just now. See, pi radians is equals to 180 degrees. If pi is 180, then what is 180 by 6? Divide and see. You will get 30 degrees. 180 by 6 is 30 degrees. So, 30 degrees can be written as pi by 6. Similarly, 45 degree can be written as pi by 4. Okay, and what about 60 degree? 60 degree can be written as pi by 3. See, this denominators are decreasing. 6, 4, 3. Okay, you can remember like this. But if you divide, you should get 30 degrees only. Here, 180 by 4, 45 degree. 180 by 3, 60 degree. What about 90 degree? Pi by 2. Because we know 180 by 2 is 90 degree. Now, we also have two more angles. We have 270 degrees and we also have 360 degrees. Okay, so what about 270 degrees and 360 degrees? How can we write 270? We can write 270 as 3 pi by 2 because multiply and see. See, I'll show you. What is 3 pi by 2? 3 into 180 by 2. 2 ones are 2, 2 nines are 18, 2 zeros are 9 threes are 27. So you got 270 degrees. So how to write 270 degrees? 270 degrees can be written as 3 pi by 2. So now coming to 360 degrees. Okay. In 360 degrees, we know 2 into 180, 360, just now we saw. 360 degrees equals to 2 pi radian, which is circle substance. So 360 can be written as 2 pi. So remember these notations. Immediately it should come into your mind. Pi by 6 means 30. Pi by 4, 45. pi by 3 60, pi by 2 90, 3 pi by 2 270, 2 pi 360, 0 0. Okay, so this is a comparison of degrees and radians which you should know. Okay, now I want to show you how we denote this 360 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, okay, 30 degree. So how to denote this? See, 360 degree we know any angle at a point, okay, will be equal to 360 degree. So if I start from here and if I come back at the same point, across this point, that will be called as 360 degree. What is 180 degree? We read in earlier classes, 180 degree means across the whole line, the angle which is there, that is called as 180 degree. So 360 means here 2 pi, 180 means pi, okay. Now you have 270 degree, okay. We know this is equals to 90, but if I leave this, then from here to here I have 270 degrees. That is nothing but 3 pi by 2. Okay, so if this is 270 degrees, then what is this? 90. So 270 plus 90 is how much? 360. So it is correct only. Okay, now we have, if you want to write minus 30, then how to write minus 30? If you assume this is your x-axis, then below this much angle is your minus 30 degree. Okay, similarly, if you want to write 420 degree, how to write 420 degree? If you are starting from this point, okay, and you come back at this point, this is equals to 420. Okay, because this is also included from here to again coming to here, this whole is equals to 420 degrees. Okay, these are the angles which you should know, okay, how to denote that. That's why I explained you. Basic knowledge. You assume that there is a circle. Now this trigonometric ratios, you know, any triangle will have any trigonometric ratio, any triangle will have an angle, right? So if you consider we have a circle, and if you consider that there are two axes, y-axis and x-axis, y-axis minus y-axis, x-axis and minus x-axis. Okay, so there is a triangle, okay, on in this part, in this quarter part of the circle, there is a triangle we are assuming, and this triangle is having an angle theta. Okay, and let us suppose this center is subtending a whole circle at a point, suppose p x comma y. So at what distance is at x-axis? Distance is x. So this is nothing but, let us suppose it is x. Let us suppose this is y, and radius of the circle, let us suppose it is r. Okay, so if I consider that this is my trigonometric triangle, then how to write the ratios as? This is my suppose ray OP. So if any ray OP is making an angle theta, with x-axis, then we can write 6 ratios based on this triangle. Remember what we saw? Sine theta, cos theta, all that. What is sine theta formula? We know sine theta is equals to opposite side by hypotenuse. Remember I told you to learn sleeping on holiday. Sleeping sine theta on opposite, holiday hypotenuse. So you know sine theta is equals to opposite side by hypotenuse side. So opposite side is what here? If this is my theta, what is my opposite side? Opposite side is y. So y by what is the hypotenuse? R. Now coming to cos theta. What is cos theta? The hint, remember, cos theta is classes after holiday. Classes cos after adjacent, holiday hypotenuse. So adjacent by hypotenuse means which is the side which is nearest to theta? The side which is nearest to theta is x. So x by what is the hypotenuse? R. Now what is tan theta? We know tan theta, I told you to remember in a funny way. Table on Almira, table tan on opposite Almira adjacent, okay, opposite by adjacent. So how to write this opposite? Opposite side to angle theta is y, adjacent side to angle theta is x. Okay, so we wrote y by x. Now how to write cosecant? We know cosecant is opposite of sine, 1 by sine theta. So we can write cosecant as r by y. Similarly, how to write cos? We know sine theta is opposite of 1 by cosecant theta. So we can write it as inverse it, r by x. Similarly, how can we write cot theta? we know cot theta is inverse of tan theta. So we can write cot theta as inverse it x by y. So we got from this table, we can write sin theta as y by r, we can write cos theta as x by r, we can write tan theta as y by x, we can write cosecant theta as r by y, we can write sin theta as r by x, and we can write cot theta as x by y. Now this particular triangle can be in second quadrant or third quadrant or fourth quadrant. See, this whole quarter will be called as quadrant. Okay, this is my first quadrant. Similarly, this can be called as quadrant. Okay, second quadrant. This can be called as third quadrant. This can be called as fourth quadrant. Quadrant means quarter. Okay, so similarly, see here. Let us suppose I have in my second quadrant angle theta. Okay, so same thing, px comma y. Okay, or I can have this triangle in third quadrant also. Okay, or I can have this triangle in fourth quadrant also. So based on these quadrants, how to convert sine to cos, cos to sine, tan to cot, cot to secant, what is sine 180, what is sine 90, what is sine 270, all that we will see now. Okay, so now we are going to see a very interesting topic, signs of trigonometric ratio. Let us suppose this is my positive x-axis, this is my negative x-axis, this is my positive y-axis, this is my negative y-axis. Okay, now let us suppose my angle is starting from here. From here it is starting, okay, and it will go in anti-clockwise direction like this and it will end here. So this is how the angle is revolving. Okay, as I said you, what is this? This is my first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Remember, always a quadrant will revolve in anti-clockwise. Why is it called anti-clockwise? How is our clock? This is 12, 6, 9, 3. Our clock usually rotates in clockwise direction. Like this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 3, sorry, and this is 9. Then we have 6, 9. Like that, like this it will go clock. But how are the trigonometric ratios? They are going in anti-clockwise direction. That is opposite direction of clock direction. That is why it is called as anti-clockwise direction. Okay. Now, remember, these trigonometric ratios can be fitted in these four quadrants. How? You have a rule. See this rule. All students take care. Okay. It is a pandemic situation. Okay. And many students are facing difficulty in studies. Many students may face difficulty in their health. Many students may face difficulty in many things. Okay. So, all students should take care. Now, this all will stand for all 6 trigonometric ratios. Sine, cos, tan, cosecant, secant, cot. That is, all will be coming in first quadrant. Students will be coming in second quadrant, and take will be coming in third quadrant, care will be coming in fourth quadrant. So all is coming in first quadrant means all the 6 trigonometric ratios sine, cos, tan, cosecant, secant and cot will be positive in the first quadrant. Okay, positive. Now this first quadrant, it will vary from, remember this can be 0 degree because there is a point, or it can also be equal to 360 degree. Why is it 360 degree? Because when it starts from here and when it comes back again at this point, remember what did I show you? This whole is 360 degree in the starting of the lecture. Okay, angle across the whole point. So this can be, axis can be 0 degree or 360 degree. What about this point? This point we know is what? 90 degrees. 90 degrees we can write in terms of radians as pi by 2. What about this? We have 0, then 90, then what comes next? Straight line. What is this angle I showed you? This is 180, right? So what is this? 2 pi, because 2 pi is equals to 180 degrees. What is this? 90 degrees. What is this? 0 degree, 360 degree, or we can also write as 2 pi. Sorry, this is pi. Right? Pi is equals to 180 degree. What about this? It will go like this. It is coming like this. 0, 90, 180. Okay. Now this will be 270 because this degree lies between 180 degree and 360 degree, right? There is a pi and 2 pi. Remember what did I say you have to write 270? 270 can be written as 3 pi by 2. So this is nothing but 3 pi by 2, or that is equals to 270 degrees. This. Okay, if the angle is still here means it is 270 degrees. From here to here is 270. Okay. Like this. Okay. So this is a graphical representation of trigonometric ratios. Okay. Now, what about second quadrant? Students is there. In students, what do we have? We have sine, or opposite of sine is cosecant. So in this quadrant, only sine trigonometric ratio and cosecant trigonometric ratio will be positive. Remaining all four trigonometric ratios will be negative in second quadrant. That is in between 90 degree and 180 degree. Between pi by 2 and pi. What about third quadrant? Take. Take means what? Tan. Okay. So tan, and what is inverse of tan? Cot. So tan and cot will be positive in the third quadrant, that is between 180 degree and 270 degree. Now coming to fourth quadrant. What is fourth quadrant? Care. Okay, we have finished sine, cos, tan, all are positive in first quadrant. We have finished with sine, cosecant, and we have finished with tan, cot. What is remaining? Cos is remaining. What is opposite of cos? That is inverse of cos? Secant. So in fourth quadrant, cos and secant will be positive. That is between 0 degree, that is between 360 degree and 270 degree. 270 degree and 360 degree. Here in this fourth quadrant, cos and secant will be positive. Remember this, like all students take care. All means all six trigonometric ratios. Students means sine and cosecant will be positive. Take means tan and cot will be positive. Care means cos and secant will be positive. So let us suppose my angle is here. If my angle is in this first quadrant, I can write this as 90 minus theta. Okay. Why 90 minus theta? Because this is 90, right? If it is lower than this, that is in the first, if it is in the first quadrant, means it is lower than 90. So this can be represented as 90 minus theta. Okay. What about second quadrant? In second quadrant, we can either have, if we are going like this, the angle can be 90 plus theta, because it is more than 90, right? More than 90. So it can be 90 plus theta. Okay. Or if you are going from third to second, if you want to go from 180 to 90, then with respect to 180 we have to talk, right? So 180 means 180 minus theta, because we are subtracting, it is less than 180. So either in the second quadrant we can have 90 plus theta, or we can have 180 minus theta. What about third quadrant? It is more than 180. If it is coming like this, means it is more than 180. How to write this? If it is like this, it can be 180 plus theta. Okay, why plus theta I am adding? Theta can be anything, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, anything. Now, if suppose if it is less than 270 and if it wants to go towards 180 degree, then how can we write this as? We can write this as 270 minus theta. So in the third quadrant, either we can have 180 plus theta, or we can have 270 minus theta. What about fourth quadrant? In fourth quadrant, if I want to go from 270 to 360, I can write this as 270 plus theta. Or if I want to come from 360 to 270, I can write this as 360 minus theta. So I hope you are clear with this. Now we will apply sine, cos, tan, cot and help you. Now let us suppose that we have sine. Okay. Now we have sine 90 minus theta. Suppose 90 will be written as pi by 2, right? Pi by 2 minus theta. Okay. So what is sine 90 minus theta? Remember those trigonometric ratios which you had. In the first lecture we had seen sine 90 minus theta is cos theta, cos 90 minus theta is sine theta, tan 90 minus theta is cot theta, cot 90 minus theta is tan theta, secant 90 minus theta is cosecant theta, cosecant 90 minus theta is secant theta. So we can write this as 90 is pi by 2. So what is sine pi by 2 minus theta? Cos theta, right? What about sine? Will it be plus or will it be minus? C depends on the quadrant. Trigonometric ratio you got, but whether it will be plus or minus, it will depend on the quadrant. Whether the trigonometric ratio lies in the first quadrant, or whether it lies in the second quadrant, or whether the trigonometric ratio lies in third quadrant, or whether the trigonometric ratio lies in fourth quadrant. So sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. And why let it plus or minus? Think it will be plus. Why? Because sine is positive in the first quadrant. All trigonometric ratios are positive in the first quadrant, and 90 minus theta means it is first quadrant. Already we had seen, right? So it is positive only. So this is the answer. Sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. What about cos 90 minus theta? Similarly, cos is also positive in first quadrant, 90 minus theta. So it is sine theta only. That is the formula which we had learned, right? See, cos 90 minus theta is sine theta. Now what is tan 90 minus theta? Similarly, tan 90 minus theta means also it is first quadrant only. Tan is positive in the first quadrant. So it is positive only, and it is cot theta. Similarly, cot 90 minus theta will be tan theta. And similarly, we have secant 90 minus theta is cosecant theta. Now secant will also be positive in the first quadrant. Already we saw all the 6 ratios are positive in the first quadrant. What about cosecant 90 minus theta? It is again secant theta. We have this formula, right? So all will be positive when compared to 90 minus theta. Okay. Now coming to, if suppose we have more than 360. Again, if it is more than 360, where it will come? It will come in the first quadrant only. So it is like this. 360 plus theta will also lie in this quadrant, first quadrant. More than 360, 360 plus theta. Okay, so how to write 360 plus theta? 360 is 2 pi, right? So 2 pi plus theta will also be here only. Okay. So now we will be writing for 360 plus theta. Again, sine 360 plus theta. Either I can write 2 pi plus theta, or I can write 360 plus theta. Okay, what is sine 360 plus theta? Sine only. Why will it be sine? Remember, how many ratios we have in total? We have 0, we have 360, we have 90, we have 180, we have 270. See, these are the ratios which we have. 0 or 360 or 90 or 180 or 270 or yes, that's it, right? So in these ratios, this I can also write as 270, right? So in these ratios, 90 and 270 will change the trigonometric ratios. Remember that. Change the trigonometric ratios means sine will become cos, cos will become sine. You already saw, right? Sine 90 minus theta is what? Cos theta, right? So they will change the trigonometric ratio. Similarly, tan will become cot, cot will become tan. Remember, in this 0, 360, 90, 180, 270, we have 90 and 270 will change the trigonometric ratios. What about 0, 360 and 180? They will remain same. Okay, sine will remain sine only, cos will remain cos only, tan will remain tan only, cot will remain tan only. For example, I have sine 360 minus theta. Then it will be sine theta only. I have cos 360 minus theta. Then it will be cos theta only. I have cos 360 plus theta. Then it will be cos theta only. I have sine 180 minus theta. Then it will be sine theta only. Why? Because in 360 and 180, remember, they will be same. The trigonometric ratios will not change. Whereas in 90 and 270, the trigonometric ratios will change. So let us write for 360 plus theta. What is sine 360 plus theta? It is in first quadrant. Sine is positive in first quadrant. So it is positive sine theta only. What about cos 360 plus theta? Cos 360 plus theta is also positive in first quadrant, because cos is positive in first quadrant. So that is cos theta only. Why is cos remaining cos only? Because just now I said that if it is 360 or 180, the trigonometric ratio will remain same. Remember this rule. Okay. So then similarly we have tan, cot, secant, cosecant. It will be same only, because 360 plus theta means all will be in first quadrant, all will be positive. So tan 360 plus theta is cot theta. Similarly, cot 360 plus theta is tan theta. Secant 360 plus theta will be equal to cosecant theta. Cosecant 360 plus theta will be secant theta. Okay, I hope you are clear with 90 minus theta and 360 plus theta angles. That is when the angle is lying in first quadrant. Now coming to second quadrant. What are the possibilities of second quadrant? Either it can be 90 plus theta, or either it can be 180 minus theta. So how to write 90 plus theta and 180 minus theta? It can be written as We have sine, cos, tan, cot, secant, cosecant. Okay. Okay. Now coming to, first we'll write when the angle is coming like this, that is 90 plus theta. So sine 90 plus theta, remember what did I say for 90? 90 and 270 will change the trigonometric ratios. So it is nothing but cos theta. What about the sine? Sine is positive in the second quadrant. Since sine is positive in the second quadrant, we will have cos will be positive. Okay. What about cos? Again, cos 90 plus theta means cos is in the second quadrant. If cos is in the second quadrant, will it be negative or positive? It will be negative. Why? Because cosecant is positive in second quadrant, but cos is negative in second quadrant. So cos 90 plus theta means here we have cos will be negative. And what is cos 90 plus theta? Sin theta. So minus sin theta. Cos 90 plus theta is minus sin theta. No need to bodify this. Just draw whenever you are solving these sums, and according to the quadrant and trigonometric ratio you can write. Remember by this rule. All students take care. Now what about tan 90 plus theta? Tan 90 plus theta means again it is in second quadrant. Is tan positive or negative in the second quadrant? Tan is negative in the second quadrant. Only sin and cosecant are positive. So it is minus. What is tan 90 plus theta? Cot theta, because we know tan 90 means trigonometric ratio will change. What about cot? Cot is 90 plus theta. What is cot 90 plus theta? Cot will change to tan, and 90 plus theta means again cot is negative in second quadrant, so minus. What about secant? Secant is also negative in second quadrant, so it will be secant 90 plus theta will be minus. What is secant 90 plus theta? It will change, so cosecant theta. What about cosecant? Cosecant 90 plus theta is equals to, cosecant means cosecant 90 plus theta is positive in the second quadrant. Sine and cosecant are positive, right? So this will be positive secant theta plus secant theta. So only cos and secant are positive in the second quadrant, all are negative. So this is for 90 plus theta when the angle is like this. Okay, 90 plus theta coming from here, going like this, 90 plus theta. Now I said if the angle is coming like this, 180 minus theta also it can be second quadrant. So how to write 180 minus theta now? Sine, cos, tan, cot, secant, cosecant, right? 180 means I'll write 180 only. Either you can write 2 pi or you can write 2 pi or 180, it's your wish. But remember, already I have explained you, 180 is equals to pi, okay? 180 minus theta, cot 180 minus theta, secant 180 minus theta, cosecant 180 minus theta. Okay, what is sine 180 minus theta? What is sine 180 minus theta? 180 will remain same only, so sine will remain sine only. Similarly, cos will remain cos only, tan will remain tan only, cot will remain cot only, secant will remain secant only, cosecant will remain cosecant only. Because I said pi and 360 will not change the trigonometric ratios. Now, sine 180 minus theta means it will be equal to sine theta. Will it be positive or negative? 180 minus theta. Sine 180 minus theta. Sine is positive in the second quadrant, so it will be plus sine theta only. What about cos 180 minus theta? Cos 180 minus theta means can cos be positive in the second quadrant? No. Only sine and cosecant will be positive in the second quadrant. This place is taken only by sine and cosecant. ये capture कर लिए लोग place sine और cosecant. Okay. So what is cos 180 minus theta? Cos minus cos theta. Why minus is coming? Because 180 minus theta is negative. That is cos is negative in second quadrant. That is why minus is coming here. So cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Now coming to tan. What is tan 180 minus theta? Tan 180 minus theta is equals to, it will come in tan 180 minus theta means it is coming in second quadrant. Tan is negative in second quadrant, right? So minus tan theta. What about cot 180 minus theta? Again cot is negative in second quadrant, so minus cot theta. What about secant 180 minus theta? Secant is negative in second quadrant, so minus secant theta. But cosecant is positive in the second quadrant, so cosecant of 180 minus theta is plus cosecant theta only. So this was about 180 minus theta. Till now we have seen 90 minus theta, we have seen 360 plus theta, and we have seen 180 minus theta. Now first quadrant is over, second quadrant is over. Moving to third quadrant. we have two things, right? One, we can have 180 plus theta. So first we'll do for 180 plus theta, and then we'll do for 270 minus theta. Okay. Sine, cos, tan, cot, secant, cosecant. Okay. So 180 plus theta, right? For everything 180 plus theta. Now we have seen that whenever it is 180, 180 will remain 180 only. Okay, 180 will remain, trigonometric ratio will remain same only when it is 180 or 360. So sine 180 plus theta is sine theta only, because it should be same, and 180 plus theta means it is in third quadrant. In third quadrant is sine negative or positive. Only tan and cot are positive in the third quadrant. So sine is negative means it is minus sine theta. Okay. What about cos 180 plus theta? Cos 180 plus theta means 180 plus theta means it is cos theta only, because it is 180 means it is same. But 180 plus theta, cos is negative in second quadrant. So it is minus cos theta. We have only in this third quadrant tan and cot are negative. So where is tan and cot? Here we have tan and cot, both will be positive. Either if you write plus or not, it is same thing only, because if you don't write also, it means it is plus only. So tan 180 plus theta is tan theta only, cot 180 plus theta is cot theta only, secant 180 plus theta is 180 plus theta means it is negative, because secant and cosecant are negative in the third quadrant. So minus secant theta and minus cosecant theta. Now 180 plus theta is over. Coming to 270 minus theta. Right? Here we can write sine, cos, tan, cot, secant, cosecant. Okay. So here we have 270 minus theta. 270 means the trigonometric ratio will change. We know that. How will it change? As we saw in the first lecture. And just now also we are doing, right? Whether it is 90 or whether it is 270, whether it is minus or whether it is plus, sine will change to cos, cos will change to sine, tan will change to cot, cot will change to tan, secant will change to cosecant, cosecant will change to secant. Okay. So it is changing to cos, cos is changing to sine, tan is changing to cot, cot is changing to tan, secant is changing to cosecant, and cosecant is changing to secant. Okay. Theta, 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 theta. Now minus 270 minus theta means only tan and cot are positive in this third quadrant. So only for these both there is positive. For the rest all it will be negative, because sine, cos, secant and cosecant are negative in the third quadrant. So sine 270 minus theta means if it is lying in the third quadrant means it is negative. So minus cos theta minus, this is positive, this is minus minus. So this is about minus cos sine 270 minus theta minus cot theta, cos 270 minus theta minus sine theta, secant 270 minus theta minus cosecant theta, cosecant 270 minus theta minus secant theta. Now coming to 180 plus theta is over, 270 minus theta is over, third quadrant is over. Now let us come to the last quadrant, that is fourth quadrant. I hope you are enjoying this, right? When I used to learn, I used to enjoy this. Fourth quadrant means trigonometry is basically very interesting, because actually it has many applications, right? Because triangles are seen everywhere in real life, right? And angles are also seen everywhere. So coming to fourth quadrant, we have 270 plus theta and 360 minus theta. Let us do for this. Sine, cos, tan, cot, secant, cosecant. So 270 plus theta first we'll do. 270 plus theta means it is going like this, because it is 270. More than 270 means it is going like this. 270 plus theta. Theta. Okay, it's theta only. Since you have to repeat so many times, it can be theta. Don't mind the pronunciation, okay? Just concentrate on the concept. If you get the concept, I will be happy. Sine 270 plus theta. Okay, for 270 we know the ratios will change. So sine will change to cos theta, cos will change to sine theta, tan will change to cot theta, cot will change to tan theta, and secant will change to cosecant theta, and cosecant will change to secant theta. Now in the fourth quadrant, only cos and secant are positive. So where is cos? Cos is here. Cos 270 plus theta. So that will be positive. And what about secant? Secant also will be positive. Okay. Rest all four. That is cos, cot, tan and secant will be negative in the fourth quadrant, because sine is negative in the fourth quadrant. We have tan is negative in the fourth quadrant. Cot is negative in the fourth quadrant. And also cosecant is negative in the fourth quadrant. Why? Because only cos and secant are positive in the fourth quadrant. So the remaining four will be negative. Minus minus, minus. Okay, now let us come to the last one, that is 360 minus theta. Suppose if the angle is like this. This is 360, right? If we want to be less than 360, it is coming like this. यहाँ पे कहीं तो भी है. The ray is somewhere here. Then it is 360 minus theta. How to write 360 minus theta? Sine, cos, tan, cot, secant, cosecant. We are writing for 360 minus theta. For 360, the ratio will remain same. So sine will remain sine theta only, cos will remain cos theta only, tan will remain tan theta only, cot will remain cot theta only, secant will remain secant theta only, and cosecant will remain cosecant theta only. Which two will be positive in the fourth quadrant? Only cos and secant are positive. This is cos 360 minus theta. So that is positive. That is cos 360 minus theta is plus cos theta. Similarly, secant 360 minus theta is plus secant theta. Rest all are negative. Minus, 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 minus. Why? Because sine, tan, cot and cosecant are negative in the fourth quadrant. Now I'll tell you one more thing. You will be having sine n into 360 plus theta, or you can have sine n into 360 minus theta, or here you can have any trigonometric ratio. So what it will be, how to do this? N means it can be any natural number, like for example 2 pi into 360, 3 pi into 2 pi into 360, 4 pi into 360, it can be anything. So that will be equal to 3, you should see this 360 plus theta. Where is 360 plus theta? Because it is a multiple of 360, right? 360 plus theta means it is a first quadrant, so it will be plus only. And what about this? This will be sine. 360 means it is not changing, so it will be sine theta only. Now coming to 360 minus theta. Where is 360 minus theta? 360 minus theta means it will be in fourth quadrant, right? Like this here. So 360 minus theta means sine is negative in third quadrant. Only cos and secant are positive. So it will be minus sine theta. This is how you are doing. Similarly, you can do this for sine n into 90 plus theta also you can have. Okay. Sine n into 90 plus theta is cos theta. 90 plus theta is positive in the second quadrant. What about sine n into 90 minus theta? We know 90 minus theta all are positive in first quadrant. 90 minus theta means, so it is cos theta only. Similarly, you can try this for other trigonometric ratios only. N is any natural number. In exercises, you will have this. You will understand when you see this. N into 360 plus theta is this only, theta only. Okay. Okay, I'll give you an example for this sine n into 360 plus theta. See, suppose you are having sine 510. How to write this sine 510? You can write this sine 510 as 4 sine 510 plus theta, suppose you are having. Okay, so you are writing 510 as 450 plus 60, right? 450 plus 60 is 510, right? So you can write this 510 as 450 plus 60. See, 450 plus 60, 510. So now this 450 can be written as, it will go in 90, right? 450 will go in 90. 9 ones are 9, 9 5s are 45. That is 5 into 450 is 90. Okay, so we can write this 450 as 5 into 90. That is 5 pi plus 60 plus theta. 5 by 2. 5 pi by 2 plus 60 plus 9 theta. What is this pi by 2 here? Pi by 2 is 90 because 5 into 90 is 450. So we have written, first we have resolved this 510. How to resolve this 510? 510 can be written as 450 plus 60. Why am I writing 450 plus 60 only? Because I want a number such that it should go in 90. So I have chosen 450. 450 plus 60 is 510 because we know 6 plus 5 is 11. So we are choosing 45 and 60. And then this 450 can be written as n into 90. N is what? Here n will decide later. First we'll go whether first we will see whether this goes in 90 or not. We have to be very careful that this angle, particular angle, it should either go in 90 or it should go in 180. Either it should be written n into 180 or it should be written n into 360 or n into 270 or n into 90. So here we are writing in terms of n into 90 and here is 5. Okay. So 5 into pi by 2 means, so we know that sine n into 90 plus theta. This is 90 plus theta. It is in the form of 90 plus theta. 90 plus theta we know it is in pi by 2 and this is 180, right? So 90 plus theta means it will be in second quadrant. In second quadrant, we know sine is positive, so the answer will be positive only. And 90 plus theta means it will change to cos. So what is the answer for sine 5 pi by 2 plus 60 plus theta? Cos theta. So the final answer is cos theta. So the answer for sine 5 plus theta is cos theta. Like this we have to do. Okay. We'll do this in exercise sums, inshallah. That is how you see. Don't get confused when n is coming. Okay. So this was about today's lecture. I hope you have understood this lecture and hope this lecture was beneficial to you. If you understood this lecture, then please share this lecture with your friends, and also please like this video if you understood, and also subscribe, share. Thank you very much for watching. In the next video, we'll be doing the exercise sums, okay, of Maths 1A textbook. Finally.